When's the last time you guys felt hysterical?
All the time, baby.
Oh, Mr. Swain.
Today on Room Tone Podcast, we are going to be doing our bi-weekly, pretentious and way too honest review of a pretty good movie.
Welcome.
Today's movie was Austin Swain's pick.
Yeah, this was the latest movie that the three of us watched together. Kind of a play from left field. It's a 2012 biopic of the invention of the vibrator.
Yeah.
It's a movie called Hysteria, and it stars Hugh Dancy
Whoop, whoop.
and Maggie Gyllenhaal and a few others. And gosh, is it a treat?
It's a very pleasant film.
So, what was the woman's name?
Maggie Gyllenhaal,
Maggie Gyllenhaal. Is she related to Jake Gyllenhaal?
big
Yeah,
time.
it's his sister.
Oh, I
Yeah.
didn't know he had a sister. Is she
Absolutely.
single? What's up?
No, she's dating Batman.
Yeah, I was gonna say, she's Batman.
I wouldn't piss that guy off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't piss on that guy either. I would. So yeah, the movie was Hysteria, and it was part of our dinner theater. Dinner theater is something that Maddie Swain and I do outside the podcast.
In our free time.
In our free time, where we come together and we watch a movie and we make a dish based on that movie. I know you probably heard that multiple times.
It's our favorite tradition.
It really has been.
Definitely a recommendable way to watch a movie with friends.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And eat a lot of really good food.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so recently, we watched Hysteria. It takes place in late 19th century England with kind of these well-to-do folk, and so they made like this rustic fish and sauce and parsnips, and so we made that and, a side of wild rice and carrots instead of parsnips, because honestly,
I don't know why.
we
Parsnips are good.
definitely should have done parsnips. They're basically the same thing.
I need to ask you for that recipe for those carrots, because those carrots were fucking choice.
It's so easy.
I'll give it to you right now. It's easy.
Yeah, give it to me.
Okay, get them big carrots,
Mhm.
peel them,
Yeah.
slice them in kind of like a diagonal, so you'll get like a 1-inch by 2-inch chunk.
Okay.
That would
Or
probably
however you'd like.
yeah. Just get some decently sized chunks of carrot,
Yeah.
but like bite size.
Yeah.
Toss them in olive oil, salt, pepper, whatever herbs and spices like you kind of want to mix on top of that. Just toss them. Use enough oil. Like get a lot of oil. Oven's at like 400, 450. You can put them right on top, like on the top shelf. Let them go for like 10, 15 minutes. Take them out. Toss them around. You think a different time?
Longer, for sure. Probably 20 minutes on each side.
Okay.
On each side, really.
All right.
They took forever.
15 to 20 minutes, and then take them out, toss them. I mean, keep an eye on them. As soon as they like start to kind of like shrink down and you assume that the bottoms are probably cooked, take them out, toss them, give them a new side of the pan, and then put them back in for probably the same amount of time, maybe less, 5 minutes or so.
Do you re-add the olive oil? Like, do you add more
You
olive?
can. If they're looking a little dried out, sometimes I'll do another like hit of salt when I toss them and things like that. And then, take them out. I would taste test like a medium-sized one, and you can kind of season to taste at the end there. But they should be pretty flavorful and a good, if you get the timing right, like a good texture.
It tastes like a fry. It tastes
They're
just
so
like a fry.
easy.
Yeah. And that's why I like to go for the big chunks, because then you kind of get like a nice soft interior.
Exterior.
Interior, because it was soft inside.
Yeah, like soft enough to have like a tender inside.
I guess
And
they were both. It was both soft.
It's kind of soft all the way
Yeah.
through. Yeah. But when it's big, you actually experience an interior to speak of, I suppose.
So yeah, we had salmon, and we watched Hysteria.
We had cinnamon?
Salmon.
Oh, I heard cinnamon.
We had salmon, and we watched Hysteria.
No cinnamon in sight.
No cinnamon.
And we gave a little bit of synopsis of the movie. Should we remind the roomies what we rate, or how we're gonna rate this movie?
Yeah, so we're going to basically break it down into 4 categories, being cinematography, characters, story, and watchability. Each
Heck
of us will be able to rate each of those categories out of 5. And then at the end, we will total it all together and find out if it is toned.
Toned?
Or
Boned.
Tone deaf.
Tone deaf.
Tone deaf.
1, 2, 3. Tone deaf. 1, 2, 3. Tone deaf. 1, 2, 3. Tone deaf.
And play that sound. I'm Austin Swain, and for this room tone review, I think that Hysteria is going to earn a score of 40. I'm going to stick with 43. That was my guess from last movie, and I was a little under. 43, Hysteria. Let's do this.
My name is Austin Arpeza, and I think Hysteria is going to get a total score of 30.
Ooh.
No, sorry, not 30. I forgot. It's out of like 90.
6 out of 60.
60?
Yes.
Okay. I think it's going to get 35.
All right.
My name is Maddie, and I think that it is going to get 32.
Damn.
Okay.
That is inching dangerously close to being tone deaf.
Oh no,
Yeah.
you're right. So our first category is going to be cinematography.
Yeah. So I'm curious to hear your guys' opinion on that.
Sure.
Yeah, because that felt a little lackluster for me.
Yeah, it's boring cinematography-wise.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Like it's properly shot, like it's
Yeah.
exposed and the setting is nice and like the shots are well composed, but it's not.
There's nothing special about it
Yeah.
at all.
It didn't take strides to wow you with its visuals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's a biopic, so like I give it that credit.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a story about real people doing real stuff.
Yeah. And it's like it wasn't trying to be like an artsy film like that. Like it wasn't trying to like do something crazy. It was just trying to tell the story, and I think it just tells it in a very good way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's very grounded.
Mm-hmm.
Like I will say, for like a movie of that sort that like kind of pulled me away from it, was it Vincent, with Willem Dafoe?
Oh.
Yeah.
Is that what the movie was called?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was a biopic of Vincent van Gogh, and like the whole thing was shot like very artistically, like kind of handheld, super organic, and it was really kind of goofy.
Yeah.
It was too much. It was a lot.
It was too much.
It was too much, but I would also like argue that like there were like a lot of artistic shots
Oh yeah,
that like, wow, just incredible.
totally. And I was just gonna say, and honestly, I feel like I know Vincent van Gogh better, at least that version of him.
Yeah.
Because it did lend itself to like the fucked upness of that story. But back to this one, which is a nice story. You said it was lackluster, but this was your first time seeing it, and Maddie and I have seen it a few times.
Yeah. So I guess what I mean by that, it's similar to what you said. It's just like they followed the rules, and that was okay. But it was nothing to run home to. It was nothing that like if you showed me a shot from that movie, I wouldn't be able to tell it's from that movie necessarily, because there's nothing unique necessarily about it.
Yeah, the film definitely didn't have style.
Yeah, I see that completely. Okay. I would say for cinematography, I'm going to stay away from half points for as long as I can.
Please do.
Yeah. I would give it a 2.
You give it a 2?
Yeah. I would. It's like it's fine. You guys did well, but it's not grabbing. That's
What
okay.
would you give it?
I would give it I'd give it a 1.
Heavy.
I would also give it a 1.
Yeah.
Oh, and I thought I was being mean.
I mean, that's not what it was trying to do. It wasn't trying to do anything crazy.
What would you give then a movie with offensive cinematography? Like one where it's like, what were you guys thinking? Wouldn't that be a 1?
That's fair.
That is fair. That's a good point.
I'm
I think
gonna
I'd give it
change
a
to
2.
then. Yeah. That's fair. It's
yeah.
not, you're right. We need to put more weight on the point values.
Yeah, like I thought a 2 was kind of mean, because I mean there are movies out there where you're like, dude, fire him.
No, yeah, like it was a perfectly acceptable, watchable film.
Yeah, right. Okay, cool. Wow, we saved it there.
Yeah.
That was close.
So then we move on to characters, which is probably my favorite part.
Yeah, they are so charming.
Hugh Dancy is just so cute, everybody.
He was the perfect cast.
Mm-hmm. And
So I agree with what you say. Hugh Dancy was the perfect cast.
Mm-hmm.
I will say a lot of everyone else just kind of felt a little campy.
Yeah.
It is campy.
It is campy.
Yeah.
I'll definitely give you that.
Yeah.
And the acting plays a big part in that.
Yeah. And like maybe that's what it's meant to be. Like it's not meant to be like this like super serious movie because like
it's a movie, not a film.
Yes.
It's a
Douche
movie.
jar.
It's not cinema.
Douche
yeah,
jar.
there's a douche jar. I love it.
Welcome to the ring.
I was trying to be douchey.
Get in there.
Doesn't that mean you get points?
Mm,
I thought if you called me out when I was trying to be
no,
douchey.
I think you've gained a point. Points are good now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think
Then
something
ding,
like
ding,
that.
ding, ding.
Yeah,
Perfect.
she's in.
And I'm right.
So, how would you describe the main character of Hysteria?
I would describe him as
A proper gentleman.
yeah, like charming and well-intentioned and just like an overall kind protagonist.
Yeah,
Agreed.
he's full of compassion.
Like he has no darkness.
Mm.
He's just like it's just a nice story,
It
you
is
know?
a nice story.
It really is. Yeah, I think everyone's a lot of fun. I feel like there are just enough characters. We kind of said that for Scott Pilgrim. There's even fewer here.
Mm-hmm.
Like you stick with the same group of people for like a lot of the film. You know, definitely people kind of dance in and out.
Mm.
But yeah, I feel like I don't know. I like everyone that like the story's kind of about.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Like,
definitely didn't need more characters.
No.
Agreed.
And I think it's cool too, as a side note, that this is kind of judging the real people as well, because like they're cool people in general, not just like the characters on screen. Like
Mhm.
it's cool that these people existed.
It's true.
And like
They also made a lot of female orgasm innuendos.
exactly. Which is always
Yes.
great. Yeah.
That's for story.
Yeah.
Save that for the story category.
But yeah, I think that's just cool that you can have like likable, real people.
Yeah,
Mhm.
these were real people out there in the world just trying to make it better.
Mm-hmm.
And gosh, did they?
Yeah, no kidding.
So Austin, what would you score it out of 5?
I guess out of 5, I think I'd give it a 2, if I'm being honest, because I really only connected with Will Graham.
I love that you called him Will Graham.
I don't remember his other name.
His real name.
His real name. His God-given name.
Well, the actor is Hugh Dancy.
Sorry, Hugh Dancy. I only really liked Hugh Dancy. Everyone else just kind of felt campy.
Sure, yeah.
I guess he was even kind of campy. I don't know. It just felt different. It felt more fun. It felt whimsical.
Yeah, that's fair. He really does get whimsical in this.
Mm-hmm.
How about you, Maddie?
I think I have to give it a 3. I think Hugh Dancy makes an extra point.
Mm.
I think
Heck
if
yeah.
Hugh Dancy wasn't in it, I think if that character didn't exist, it would be a 2 by far. But I think his character is really good. And I just love him and I can say whatever I want. So,
That's fair.
so I'm going with 3.
Absolutely. I stand by it. Like, as far as the core people, I feel like there are moments where I like all of them, and it's like I have fun like being around that group of people. Like, it is such a charming little world. Like, there are definitely like shortcomings of it, but it's just a fun place to be, and I think the people make it that way. I would also give it a 3.
Nice.
Whoop, whoop.
Oop, oop.
On to storyline, which I think the most important question we can ask to describe if we like the story is, do you care what happens?
Yeah.
Oh,
Which I do drastically.
I am also one who cares what happens.
It's the invention
Yes.
of the vibrator.
Yes, like I was engaged and like committed to seeing it through. Like, yeah, I'm
100%.
totally committed to the story of
Oh,
the
God, yeah.
vibrator.
They rope you in.
yeah.
They really do. And I think it's nice.
It is.
It's a nice story. Like, there are twists.
and turns.
Mm-hmm.
There are
Buzzes.
wealthy benefactors.
Yeah.
They're wealthy benefactors.
people are coming left and right. That's just nice.
Yeah,
It's
watching
true.
women orgasm in like a comedic sense is pretty damn funny.
Yeah, dude.
And can we talk about just how
PG it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, okay, the film is rated R because
Yeah.
it's all it's about. But I mean, really, like, they come at it at such a, like, charming, respectful angle.
Yeah, like there's not a single like dirty moment. There's like the one kiss at the end is like the only like really like sexual feeling thing that happens in the whole movie. Like it's very just informative.
I was like, well, hold on. There's also a ton of women having orgasms, but like,
Yeah, but it doesn't come off like that.
yeah, no,
You know what I mean?
There's
Like
even
it,
like a velvet curtain.
yeah, and it's
yeah,
like not sexualized. It's
No.
like it feels medical.
Yeah.
Like they portray it in that way.
completely.
Mm-hmm.
Except for Molly the Lolly, I will say.
True. Okay.
Molly
Yeah,
the
that's
lolly.
fair.
The hired prostitute. But she's just there as comic relief.
She is.
Yeah, she's good.
She was also the first one to give the old test run.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta give her credit.
Plug her
Yeah.
in and let her go.
It's her namesake.
Yeah, she changed the world.
She was
Yeah, she did.
She was like the Wright brothers when it came to like female orgasms.
Fuck yeah, dude.
That's crazy.
Took the first test drive.
She flew, baby. She flew.
She crashed that plane a couple times,
Oh,
but
yeah.
we got off the air. We got off the ground.
How did we feel about the dialogue?
Are
I
we
feel
s-
like it's actually accurate.
Is that like a separate thing, or are we still on story?
We're still on story.
Okay. The dialogue, I don't know. Again, like that's part of like the campiness of it was like the dialogue. A lot of like the jokes were like innuendos of like coming and orgasms and all that jazz.
I would say not a lot of them.
There was a decent amount. There's a decent amount where I'm like, I see what they're doing there.
Yeah,
Like 30%.
30% of the jokes.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Which
I'll
I'm
give
not
you-
saying
I'll,
that's
I'll give you that.
which I will say that I don't think it's a bad thing.
Yeah.
And I thought it was fun. I was engaged the entire time, and I liked watching it.
I thought the dialogue was good. I thought it was well written because
Mhm.
it wasn't hard to understand, but it felt very true to time period.
Yeah.
And
Totally.
it felt very accurate about how they would talk,
Mm-hmm.
especially about something so crass, like, for that time period. Like, I feel like they talk about it with just a relaxed
Mm-hmm.
sense that works really well for the film.
Yeah, it does feel real,
Mhm.
like the way
Mhm.
that it's written. Campy for sure. Like
Mhm.
it's the edges are kind of trimmed off, and like it's all done with this kind of big painted smile. But like it definitely feels real.
Yeah.
I really enjoy the story. I enjoy watching it unfold and being there for it. Like I definitely am invested. I would give it a 4.
Give it a foreign story.
Yeah, I think it's riveting.
Mm-hmm.
You gave Scott Pilgrim a 2.
Yes.
This is so interesting. I was gonna say a 3 again.
I would say a 3 as well.
Yeah. I was really teetering on 4.
Yeah, I would give it a 3.5 if I could, probably,
Yeah.
but I like a 4.
But it nudges into 4.
It does.
I would give it a 4 purely just for watching sweet little Hugh Dancy finger women in like the most platonic way possible. Like,
truly.
it's just so cute. He's so small. Finally, how was the watchability? Did we have fun watching it? Was it a good time? Could
Yeah.
you rewatch it?
Austin, I'm intrigued again because this was a movie that we kind of showed you. What was your first instinct as far as just watchability and enjoyability?
I was engaged the entire time.
Hot.
Always am, baby. No, I was engaged the entire time, and like I had fun watching it. Although yeah, like I said before, it's a little campy for me, and
Yeah.
you know, this and that. That doesn't mean like I didn't enjoy watching it.
Hell yeah. I mean, that's what this category is all
It's a
about.
popcorn movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it totally is. And those are good.
Yeah.
Good to have around.
Especially, like, I feel like we didn't give you any false pretenses,
Yeah,
hopefully,
no.
about what it was going to be.
Mm-mm.
Like, if you go into it not thinking it's going to be something else, it's a fun time to watch.
Yeah, 100%. If you out there still haven't seen the movie and you're listening to this review, odd choice, but I get it. I would definitely recommend putting it on. It's just a good time, and I feel like you learn a little bit.
Yeah. I say a 4.
Yeah.
Because now I've seen it twice, and I think I could watch it, like, one more time but not like anytime soon.
Mhm.
You know, like, yeah, it's a great movie to watch, but I definitely don't like need to show it to somebody right now.
Yeah. I would also give it a 4. I think that's like the joy of popcorn movies. I definitely remember the first time we finished it. I was like, I wanted to watch it again.
I was like, that was silly. I loved it.
Like totally.
Yeah.
So yeah, for that reason, I'd give it a 4. I think it's just a goofy good time.
And I think I'm gonna hop on the wagon with that. I think I'm also gonna give it a 4.
Cute.
Because there's nothing stopping me from like watching it again. I guess like if someone turned it on, I wouldn't be like, oh no, I don't want to watch that.
Hell yeah.
But I guess I wouldn't actively go out and see it again.
Yeah, that's fair. I totally get that.
It's a timing thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It's just
when the hysteria grabs you, go with it.
yeah. Whenever you want to come, just put on Hysteria. Okay, I'm gonna do some quick math, everybody.
Ooh, tallying.
Shut up.
If you think about it, when he couldn't get that woman to orgasm when he switched hands, he technically still cured her hysteria.
What?
So that scene where
Oh.
Hugh Dancy switches hands and couldn't get the woman to come,
Yeah,
he still technically cured her hysteria.
that's true because
She was just no longer horny.
was no longer distracted.
Yeah,
Oh.
the horny went away.
That was like the worst thing a guy could possibly ever say.
Cured is
Welcome to the Room Tone Podcast, where we take the easy way out.
We make Maddie sick. Hysteria's total score is 36.
Okay.
So
Okay.
you were the closest with 35.
Hey, congratulations. What are you
Thank you,
gonna
thank you.
do with your winnings?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not gonna watch Hysteria again.
Oh no.
See,
But it's-
isn't that interesting though that like I would still recommend this movie even though it got basically a failing grade.
Mhm.
almost.
Almost.
Almost okay. Yeah, basically an almost.
Okay,
Or
I
the same
mean,
thing?
yeah.
I guess like my opinion is like if I'm not gonna. The best way I can put it is I'm not gonna recommend this movie to anybody, out of just like pure will.
Right.
But if someone said, "Hey, have you seen this movie?" I'd be like, "Yeah, you should watch that. It's good."
Yeah,
Right on.
that's fair. Yeah, or if I like think that someone specific would
Yeah.
enjoy it, like
Yeah.
it takes a specific type of person, I think, or a specific situation to be like, "Oh, we should watch Hysteria."
Mm-hmm. I agree.
But
Yeah.
yeah.
We are just a couple of weirdos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I would say that this like this scoring system is kind of built around like movie douchedom.
Mm-hmm.
Like, are you like, can you hang with the big dogs in movie world? Is
No.
what Room Tone Podcast asks.
Yeah, Hysteria can't.
And Hysteria, it's not quite tone deaf, but it's down. It's
Tone deficient.
Tone deficient.
it's,
It takes a minute.
it's lacking in tone. Not quite tone.
It has tone dysfunction.
But we love it all the same.
Erectile tone dysfunction.
Exactly.
This was fun. I was still glad to be able to watch it. Are you?
Yeah,
understand.
I'm glad you at least did like it.
Yeah. I did like it. I did have a good time.
Good.
It was a good popcorn movie, and I think they did a really good job in not making it so crisp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not saying that I would have mind it crisp. I guess it was just if that was the vibe they were going for, they did a great job.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's just a very nice, unique way to have done it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
agreed.
They did well. You did well. Thank you all for joining us for another episode of Room Tone, Probably Biased, Way Too Honest review of a pretty good movie.
Until next time, pause for room tone. Room Tone Podcast is a show produced by us, three movie nerds shooting the shit while talking about shooting the shit. Each episode builds upon the last, so we recommend starting at the beginning. Now, let's make a movie.
Room Tone Podcast is a show produced by us, three movie nerds shooting the shit while talking about shooting the shit. Each episode builds upon the last, so we recommend starting at the beginning. Now, let's make a movie.
Room Tone Podcast is a show produced by us, three movie nerds shooting the shit while talking about shooting the shit. Each episode builds upon the last, so we recommend starting at the beginning. Now, let's make a movie.
Room Tone Podcast is a show produced by us, three movie nerds shooting the shit while talking about shooting the shit.
Each episode builds upon the last, so we recommend starting at the beginning.
Now, let's make a movie.
Room Tone Podcast is a show produced by us, three movie nerds shooting the shit while talking about shooting the shit.
Each episode builds upon the last, so we recommend starting at the beginning.
Now, let's make a movie.